I feel like Pan really, I mean, he could have won that game, just got a little bit sloppy with his warriors at certain points, and
Yeah, he sticks around with his warriors way too long.
yeah.
He takes all the synapse bombs and loses the squad eventually. It's very risky and not necessary at all. Okay, so Bahamut in the top, Pan in the south. 2-0 for Bahamut, so Pan needs to make the comeback if he wants to stay in this tournament.
Let's see, actually, is Bahamut. Yep, he's actually going for double Termagants this game as opposed to last game where he did go double Homagants in the
Yeah,
beginning.
which worked out nice in the first moment, but
Yeah, it
he
worked
lost.
out early on, but then he actually lost one of his Hormas a little bit later, capping the wreck point, and then he actually lost his other Hormas in a seismic roar with
Yeah,
a
that
nice
big
seismic roar.
seismic
So
wall. The Spawman's coming up for Pan again. Good choice, even though he didn't quite use them well in the first match. And the
yeah,
second match.
there's something that he has that Bahamut's going to have to focus down.
Yeah, but optimally you want the Hive Tyrant to be that object.
Yeah. The only thing getting out that Spore Mines, getting out early Spore Mines does is it just delays your warriors a little bit, but in Tyranid mirror matchups you basically need to get Spore Mines out just to have that threat.
Yeah, I mean look at this. The Homagons just run to melee unopposed.
Actually, oh, this is bad for those Hormagaunts
Yeah, he
of
suppressed his own
Bahamut.
unit.
Actually, one more detonation and retreat could have killed a couple models there, but he missed it.
So he did good damage, but killed not exactly well. So the Hive Tyrant is being kited by the Termagants.
Yep, and actually it was a really nice fought engagement by Pan, although he retreated his Hormas. He probably just could have decapped the natural VP or even that wreck point there.
Maybe he
nice,
wants to
nice first engagement.
Yes. Raining Talons are up for Bahamut already.
Really fast rending talons.
Yeah. Pan can upgrade his turn as well, but is opting for some units instead, which is a decent choice as well.
Although I probably wouldn't mind him seeing him pick up at least one crippling poison this early to control that Hive Tyrant, but it's a bit too late now that his Spore Mines are gone.
Yeah, maybe extended characters would be nice to disrupt all these Termagants. There's the Seismic Roar, retreat path. Seismic Roar does good damage in retreat.
Yeah. Although it looks like Pan's Hive Tyrant is the one that's getting all the specials attacks here, and it's actually gonna help him win this engagement, I think, here in mid.
That's,
and actually, oh, he lost his Termagants on that contested VP.
Oh yeah, I missed that. That's bad. Reveners again, and Warriors. So I feel like the Reveners in the last game didn't do too much in tier 1.
No, they kinda, I mean, they did a nice job. They were a big force off of the Warriors, so they at least had an impact, but they didn't quite kill a lot of things.
Yeah, come tier 2 they were very effective with the millisynapse stuff.
Yep. And actually, Pan is going ahead and replacing his Termagants. That's a good choice. You want to have more than one snare for the Hive Tyrant, or now in this case the Raveners as well.
Look at the Termagants, they are strangely split up again.
Standing next to the Hive Tyrant.
They're capping 2 points at once.
And actually the Warriors getting caught by some Hormagaunts here, and they're taking a lot of damage from these Warriors, or actually from the Hormagaunts.
Yeah, I think they would win if they actually fought the engagement.
Yeah.
What are you
he may
doing?
actually, I think he's gonna lose them.
Oh, that's... Wow.
No, actually they'll get away. Yeah. Very fortunate there, though. Didn't need to fight that engagement with the Warriors. They're not a very capable fighting unit on their own. They kind of need a lot of support.
Especially solo.
Yeah.
And they bleed power, so 4 power per model. Triple gens up for Bahamut now.
Yep, Pan's only got 2 generators up himself right now. And he's actually picking up some branding talents for his Hive Tyrant, so... fairly uneventful thus far.
Yeah. VPs are almost even.
Bahamut actually not electing to cap that contested VP out there. He's actually just going to focus on fighting here, which is the right choice. You want to have your units ready for battle.
Yeah, these termagants are taking a ton of damage from both sides. There's a big size of war again. His warriors are in trouble now.
Yeah, his warriors are caught out and his Hormagaunts are nowhere really near to help. Although the Ravener's actually going after the Termagaunts and bleeding some autos off them.
Yeah, Hormagaunts are now trying to capture the Raveners in a close combat fight. The warriors chasing the Hive Tyrant for some reason. Don't do that. Don't push into base.
Actually, he may be able to use those warriors to maybe pick off... No. I don't know if he's going to be able to pick off the Raveners. No.
Yeah. It's kind of difficult to micro all your units like that. Big special again from the Hive Tyrant. Oh,
yeah, that Hive Tyrant's getting a lot of special attacks this game.
It's a specialized fighter. Even a sync kill. This sync kill looks just badass with all this blood spilling from the talons and stuff. I don't know. It's really overkill.
And actually, Pan is going to be the first one to go to tier 2 here, so...
It's a well-fought engagement.
Check right now, yep. So... Bahamut actually not capping that contested VP. The click bug, I'm sure.
And yeah, there's termagants.
And there's actually a brood nest right in front of his, for Pan, right in front of his, just north of his natural power, so...
That's good as long as you don't deploy Carnifexes, I think. Because you would just path block your own Carnifexes. That would be boss. No, I want to help, but I can't get through because of this.
Oh, if you get Barbed Strangler, I mean, that could also block, you know, block your opponents from getting to you because they'd have to run around the brood nest. But actually, Pan may lose his warriors here again.
Yeah, he's being really risky with his warriors, and he's paying for it.
Certainly did. Nope.
And he's... Wow, okay, he's using the path block from this brood nest to save his
That's
warriors.
actually really nicely played here to force all this stuff, although he's got to be careful of his Hormagaunts in there. Yeah. And actually the brood nest is still
again
up.
Big special into the
there we go, the brood nest falls
again. A special. Wow, this Hive Tyrant is a special man.
That was a really nice fought engagement though for Pan. I mean, he did a nice job of, unfortunately Bahamut didn't really focus the brood nest there, and it had 13 health left. And that allowed Pan to auto-reinforce his Hormagaunts off that a little bit and help them stay in that engagement and help them win it, so...
Bahamut really bled horribly.
Yeah.
And he isn't in a position to wait for Ender Swarm, so he has to reinforce everything manually. Or singly? Is that a word?
Singularly? I don't know. It'll be interesting, and actually, yeah, Pan is investing in his melee for his warriors, and I feel like if he's gonna invest in these warriors, he needs to definitely be more careful with them, because they've come very close to dying on a couple occasions already in this game.
Good HP upgrade now. So
he does have the triple though, so he's gonna start putting on that VP pressure.
Yeah,
and this Hive Tyrant should probably just roar and run. Yeah, that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Yeah, and now there's this engagement should not be caught by by Pan at this point.
Although,
yeah,
actually it's not too bad of an engagement because where he chose to fight was actually still in the seismic roar damage over time area, so it did a lot of damage over time to the Termagaunts.
Yeah, and he gets a little bit of Gen Bash off. It's really looking great, and he has his Gene Stealers on the way. What
Yep.
is Bahamut doing? Upgrading, waiting for a Dreadnought maybe? I don't know.
It's gonna call in a Vandred. And actually another brood nest here for Pan, so he's has no intentions of leaving this place. He wants to settle up here and
Looks like it, yes. Maybe a little bit more investment into the Hive Tyrant. I would really go for the oh, there's an drop-in. A drop-in from Bahamut.
is that yeah, that's warriors. Although that actually didn't do any damage to the brood nest.
And it does some explosive damage, I think. Not that much.
It didn't kill the
Big
brood
size and
nest.
royal again. Just do the retreat here. Click that button. Or your
There's a
warriors.
capillary tower for Bahamut, and all of a sudden these warriors, yeah, they're in a lot of trouble. They get a nice special though, so they aren't going to be able to make it out of there. It would seem they're going to be okay.
Yeah, they're the Gene Stealers. Gene Stealers come in right in time for the retreat
Yep.
on the opposing warriors.
Even though they're not in melee synapse, they still actually are going to tip the
At least
tide
they
of
have
the battle in his favor.
the standard synapse, basic synapse. So some nice big
Actually-
engagements over here.
Bonded exoskeleton is up again for Bahamut. And there's another brood
Triple
nest.
brood nest.
It's keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, that's impressive play by Martyyyn at the moment.
Yep.
It looks
wanna-
like we'll have some kind of comeback. for
Yeah,
him.
I mean, he's in a good position to go to tier 2 in this game. He's got the triple cap. I mean, he's pretty far ahead.
Pushing power.
Yep. Taking out power, which power really isn't even a factor because Bahamut is bled so dry from wreck. He's wreck starved.
Yeah, he has no wreck point either. So.
Yeah, he has no points on the map other than that power node,
Yeah,
so
it's even delaying the approach from Bahamut with the second war play. It's a crippling poison on the Hive Tyrant maybe. No, they get disrupted by the Revenants. Good choice.
actually Bahamut's probably gonna... No, he's not gonna lose his Hormagaunts. Okay, that was nice reaction time there. They did get caught out by a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Bahamut now down to 200 victory points and less. Broodnest gonna go down again. Eating all the stuff with.
Yeah, and he actually melee leaves his Hive Tyrant here. Yeah. Getting a little bit sloppy there.
But he got a nice flank.
Let's see what he can do with this. He probably actually wants to focus... Oh, no, he doesn't want to focus the Hive Tyrant, but he is killing off some Termagants, and that's one dead Termagant squad there.
Yeah. Not necessarily the biggest win, but yeah, he doesn't lose
Yeah,
too
I
much.
actually like that decision to just full retreat. His warriors
Yeah.
did take a couple model losses there, but...
Good decision, and there's the double tournament again. And tier 3 is on the way for Pan.
Yep.
He's forcing off the Hive Tyrant. Is he done?
He's in the position of power here, and he knows it. He doesn't really have to
Oh, the
do a
crippling.
whole lot. And actually missed
Oh,
the crippling
He
poison.
crippled the wrong unit.
Yeah.
That's unlucky. The Sloan model over there. Oh, not lone, but... Yeah,
And
Bahamut
actually,
lost a...
Rending Claws queued up for the Gene Stealers.
Why?
I do not know. Maybe he's expecting a Carnifex or Swarmlord.
I mean, he should know that he is vastly out-taking.
Yeah, I mean,
Almost.
it changes them from power melee to heavy melee, which he really doesn't need heavy melee because...
Not only that, heavy melee is even worse against commander armor than power melee is. So
Yeah.
he's effectively downgrading his Gene Stealers at the moment. But
Yeah.
that is something that beginners might not know.
Yeah, they just see an upgrade and they think it's better, so they get it.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case.
And this is a good example for this.
Yeah.
He's going for the contested victory point again.
And actually, Bahamut's getting a Tyrant Guard, so he's playing right into the Gene Stealer's hands, because if it goes in the shield wall, then he can just bash away at it.
Yeah, there's a full retreat. He didn't even need to retreat if he didn't have pushed thus far ahead.
Yeah, he pushed a bit too far up there. Overextended.
And he has a lot of red. So after one
Yeah, he almost
bigger
has enough for a
engagement-
nuke.
Yeah, but Bahamut doesn't, and he isn't in tier 3, I mean.
Yeah.
And Pan can throw up a nuke soon enough, after one engagement I think. Bahamut is focusing on victory points at the moment.
Yeah, he's running really low on VP, so he needs to try and do all this backcapping stuff, which Reveners are pretty good for because they can tunnel out if they do get caught out by some stuff, but actually Carnifex is on the way, and that's going to be really difficult for Bahamut to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, Bahamut will not go to tier 3 this game. He doesn't have any power.
He's stuck in tier 2 because even if he does get the power to go to tier 3, he's going to be so Rex starved because now he's throwing up this brood nest and he's auto reinforcing off it.
Yeah, this is... he can't afford this a lot.
Killing off a couple warriors? No? Wow. Okay. And actually now the Hive Tyrants.
Well, big seismic roar again.
It's a big seismic roar, yeah. But
that was actually terribly well played.
Bahamut. He's just gonna cap up the rest of the map now with that brood nest.
Well, look at the damage of the Homogons. Okay, but now they are regenerating like hell from this brood nest.
From the brood nest, yeah. Needs to get his Hive Tyrant in that aura range. Yeah, there he goes. So now his Hive Tyrant's gonna be patching itself up a bit.
Carnifex is picking the Thornback upgrade, which is the right choice.
Yep, actually, he's going for Barbed Strangler now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Barbed Strangler is...
I guess really neither is a bad choice. Thornback is more traditional though, and I feel that'd probably be a better choice for against the Tyrant Guard, but he does have the Rending Talon, or Rending Claw, Gene Stealers as well, so it's
now he realizes how vastly he's attacked in this.
Yeah, now that he sees the Carnifex, he knows he's in a lot of trouble.
This Carnifex is tied up in melee, so cannot shield.
Yeah, actually the Tyrant Guard's doing a nice job of dealing some damage to it.
I mean, it's 95 DPS heavy melee.
Yep. And actually, whoa, wow. Pan may just lost his warriors.
Well, you can drop a new warrior soon enough. And this Carnifex has already lost a ton of health. Wow.
Yeah.
Although Bahamut down for
Bahamut lost his warriors as well.
Yeah. Carnifex getting a big special. This Carnifex is taking so much. I was gonna
say this Tyrant Guard is actually gonna kill this Carnifex if it stays like this, and now
there's
throwing up a brood nest.
It's brood nest party.
No. It's gonna see auto reinforcing. And Pan retreats. Wow.
There's a nuke. Good nuke.
Oh yeah, that was a nice nuke right there, first hit.
However, Pan lost like everything.
Yeah. Game of Throws. Pan just lost all of his units basically. He's got the Gene Stealers, Termagants, and the Hormagaunts, and his Hive Tyrant with crushing blows now.
And he dropped his nuke, so he's already also lost a lot of red.
Yeah.
And his Tyrant Guard is still alive.
And yeah, there's wow. A nice comeback.
Pan Martyyyn conceded, so it's 3-0.
Yeah. And they actually got champion.
Okay. Didn't expect that.
Definitely a strange game.
Yeah. And yeah.
Oh. Not even a GG.
Yeah, we can congratulate Bahamut for taking this second beginners tournament.
Yep. Played very nicely there throughout the series, although the third game had dug himself a bit of a hole, but he climbed out of it.